Oh my god, who could have seen this coming? Whoa. I bet nobody expected it to be this game. Am I right, guys? How's my volumes, etc. Blah blah blah. Hmm. I mean, definitely not that, it's all fucked up. Good. Twitch chat, of course, isn't showing up properly, but that's okay. Ooh, 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 the top of his head just ruined it. Ugh, so close. I'm debating really hard on if I should do voices. I feel like, ooh, would it make it worse or better? Well, Ray, I guess it's up to you, man. Better? You want me to? Okay. Ah, now I'm scared. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Should I die? Hmm? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? Hmm? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Gumshoe is so fired. His face! Excuse me a while. Ignore this, ignore this. We're not playing that right now. Ignore that. La 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 la. La la la. La. And we can put him here. What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze! Damn, bro, the game just started. Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing a murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Just shoot him, man. It would have been so easy. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. I finished photographing the victim's blood, sir! Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir! Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective at the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine, however. Ah! Look what they did to your office! That's his name, bro. He can't help how he was born. It's totally trashed. I'll say. The culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with trekking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and logic. I'm kidding. Just a little joke. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Dude, shut the fuck up. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with left button, and then I can connect them together with Y. Now to use left button and recall the facts. Dude, everything he does is aura farming. Look at this silhouette. Even that, bro. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it is impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. Notice how he didn't have to do all that to think the same thing? Notice? There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after?
You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir.
Yes, well, when you follow leads to the conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. Oh, there we go. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow.
Feel the logic on your skin.
Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we?
Yes, sir.
I know he's like the secondary main character, but I hope Gumshoe doesn't talk too much. I feel like it's already hurting my throat.
The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir.
I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it.
Oh, if you ever feel lost and just want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir.
Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Dude, chill, bro. It's not that serious. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. His penis, I guess? There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach. Oh,
it looks like his stomach.
Fucking hell. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot.
Yup. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that.
Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene.
Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir?
Of course, this is the safest way I know to keep track of it all.
Alright, if you say so.
I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press the right button to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Let's see here. There's blood. What? Okay, so I guess the hand meant nothing. What do we have here?
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge, detective.
Oh hey, I have the exact same thing actually. What a coinky dink.
Let's take a look inside. Oh wow, that is a lot different than he looked on the floor. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. And Gumshoe, like, didn't recognize him at all?
Your files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, hang on.
Aw, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room.
Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life? That's harsh, man. He's doing a favor.
I don't believe it. I packed those files on the shelf so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all.
Problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Dude, the writing! Shit written in blood! Are you kidding me? Edgeworth, look! Nobody's noticing the blood? It says gum, and then there's an S? No? Nothing? Edgeworth, you're fucking grounded. Whatever, man. I'm sure it's nothing.
Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set.
Is that it?
Nope. I had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games.
I had no idea you were interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try.
In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Gumshoe's so cute. Oi! Oh! Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? Fucking dog? If so, that would mean the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Oh, wait. Dude, they need, like, different text sounds or something. I'm too stupid for this. Care to enlighten me as to where?
Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think.
Detective.
I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies. That's why I didn't recognize it.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. I'm putting together facts and logic. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Wow, guys, how did he think of that, huh? The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster.
So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Let's see what else we can find about this revolver.
As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. I see a horse. You can use right stick to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use left button and right button to zoom in and out and get at the nitty-gritty.
Well, there's a horse. I'm not allowed to point out the horse. There's literally a horse. Whatever. It looks like only one round was fired from this. That can't be true, because he shot the guy, and the guy died. And then he shot down the picture on the wall. Looks around.
Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no proof for now, but that it is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to Jim! There he is. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright?
Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be!
Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body.
The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him! Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners?
Aren't you that prosecutor?
Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here is my partner in crime busting.
He's a prosecutor? Like, actually? Like, seriously? Like, he's a prosecutor? Okay. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir.
So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct.
Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around and jump into conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them, and only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door.
That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? Gumshoe, no. So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho 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 ho.
Wait, that means...
I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You got it all wrong.
Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions?
Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed this time.
Sometimes, whatever.
You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
A pleasure to work with you.
You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all.
Thank you. I intend to.
I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there.
Sir!
What? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim, okay?
I should probably give them some space.
Ah! Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster!
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Huh? Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Thank God.
Really?
Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. What? What do you mean? What? Okay, man. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Fucking duh. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things.
Okay.
It looks like only one round was fired from this. Whoops. Wrong button. Am I... Oh, whoops. Eureka! Shut up! This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first fell to the victim. And the second fell to this frame.
Hey, that's right!
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too!
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
A secret safe? Oh, I smell money!
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that.
Achoo, talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here. I would have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Okay.
Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
I wouldn't say that. You there, the forensic scientist.
Yes,
sir! Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? Oh. Hello? You got it, sir! I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information we have. Fucking nerd emoji. Just checking. Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now, would they?
Are there any other secret hidden things in this room?
Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them.
So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right?
And what if there was?
No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? There's nothing of interest here.
Okay.
Time to factually and logically connect the thought dots with my incredible mind.
Yup.
I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try.
Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth.
And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
Oh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh.
I suppose that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
Ugh, but you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
There's a thing there that has a bullet in it, even though he was shot in the tummy. I know this one.
I didn't mean to skip that.
So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Facts and logic! Facts and logic! Contradiction! 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 I gotta do the damage. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Yeah!
Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
Then that means...
Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective.
Chill, bro! So meanies.
In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. For from this we know the files were not in this order when the crime scene occurred.
Aha, so that's it.
I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. He rearranged the files before killing the guy?
Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be.
That's crazy, man. Leave that guy alone.
If you please, Detective Gumshoe.
Why has he got no head?
Yo! What did you do to him, man? Is that his hat? I think that's his hat. Okay, okay. Dude, that was fucked up. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first, before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Dude, it literally says Gumshoe over there. It literally says Gumshoe over there.
This... What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood?
I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait! There's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
Dude, is this Danganronpa? No, not Danganronpa. What is it? No, it's fucking Ace Attorney 1, isn't it? Literally the first case. No, not first. Second case. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party, if you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit. I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it!
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how'd you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Mr. Portsman, if you are ready.
Aw, if you don't have time, you could just say so, sir. I'm just gonna assume I know, you know? Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. I know what it is, man. Stay cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. Come on, man. Come on. Why would he steal his gun if he has his own? Calm down, Miles. Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally. Fuck you, man.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith?
Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim.
He talks about the victim like he was his pet.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that?
That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with.
Fucking wrong voice. Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no?
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing?
Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway...
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person could understand about another from first impressions alone.
I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
I couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing spike.
Oh, it's because one of them is missing. Silly me.
Silly me.
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the old courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. Ha ha ha! If you have time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went off to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low, I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir, you'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of Olympic gold! I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Man, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Damn!
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
But, you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal! What the... What? Okay. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Okay. Okay.
What the fuck is he doing? Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal, don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Detective Gumshoe, sir? Maggie! Miss Bird is the serial... What the fuck? Miss Bird is the serial killer. She did it. It's a security guard here on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the doors in the... all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me, that's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal.
So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics.
Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that means only Miss Bird is our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
So you're saying she used the master key?
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally.
Why is he a prosecutor?
It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman almost fucking transed him, to give me more details is to press him.
It's pretty obvious the I'm not gonna read it again.
Hold it!
La la la.
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Miss Bird out?
Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please.
I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir.
What do you mean by missing?
As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I do believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
Ugh, I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
Ha, a likely story. Where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh, but, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I am done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
Just 'cause it was theft doesn't mean that she did it. Why the fuck would she want case files? What could that possibly do for her? She's just a security guard, man.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to be thievery. However,
Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me.
However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe...
Hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter.
Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly.
It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities.
I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first?
Now, don't make a face, see? There goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it.
I don't think you're catching my drift.
Ah, but we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say that since she is the only one who could have opened your office door...
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions?
Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else.
I'll have you know I've never made a spare, so what are you insinuating?
Nothing. Guess I should have known to suggest that someone like you would. Damn!
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe?
Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know, for when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Dude!
Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash.
Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe?
I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him, and just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence.
I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying, and press him for more
I am, bro!
Can I present that detectives don't know about the safes?
Objection!
Okay, I can.
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
Gah!
I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan.
But she could have found it by accident when she was turning everything else upside down.
I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Nah! Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either.
Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor?
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
Curses! Why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault!
What do you mean?
It's Jim! He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes.
Then that means...
Yeah, I know. I had only just told him, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim.
Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief?
And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Ms. Maggie Bird? Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of murder?
Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office.
Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say?
It was Jim who stole the master key.
Yeah!
Pretty impossible for supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
Has he no honor?
Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show.
Listen, pal. How many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now.
Ha ha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful.
Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again.
If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear?
Ow, my fucking throat.
An hour?
That was an hour? What? Oh my god. Do I continue until the case is over, or do I leave it for now? Perhaps I leave it for now. I will come back at a later time. Trust, true, not clickbait, etc. I still need an end card, man. It's embarrassing.